Hi guys, welcome to another very special edition of Holiday Haunt Talk. Today we're going to be reviewing Factory of Terror in Canton, Ohio. I think it's the Krampus something or another is what it was called.
Yeah, I think it was It was just Krampus.
Krampus something or
Krampus
another.
Returns or something like that.
Yeah, so we wanted to actually make it to this one last year, but we didn't end up going to it, just time and stuff like that. And it looked really cool last year, so this is one of the ones I think we were most anticipating for this year. And we did go there this Halloween season as well, so if you've not seen that review, you can go watch that. There'll be a link to it somewhere. It's all in the playtest for Haunt Talk Season 5. So one thing about this review, Factory of Terror is a little bit different, so you don't get to go to all the haunts, and we're going to talk about that more, but some of the ratings we're giving it for the ones that aren't the holiday-themed specific ratings are kind of just based off of what we gave it for October.
Yeah.
For some of this stuff, because it was kind of hard to judge some of the categories because of how different this is. But with that being said, we'll just go ahead and get into the review.
All right, we're going to start off with sets and props. So if you watched our video before, we gave them a 9 for their sets and props.
Right.
They have a lot of really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see giant animatronics, all that fun jazz, that's the place to go.
Mm-hmm. And it generally consists of 5 haunted houses.
Yes, 5 different haunted houses. They all have a really good theme and everything. Industrial Nightmare, all that fun stuff. For the holiday, though, we didn't get to go to, 2?
Yeah, the Industrial Nightmare one is closed, and I think they still call it Massacre and Mahoning. It's more of a traditional haunted house. Mm-hmm. And that one made me a little bit sad because they had that big graveyard scene.
Yeah.
And part of me just wanted to see a Christmas graveyard. So, if anyone from Factory of Terror is listening, maybe next year, do that. I don't know. And the first time we went through is also cut a little bit short from its normal runtime, but they have a whole section that's specifically made for this event.
Yeah.
And it was actually a nice sized little section.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably a 5-minute walkthrough of that part for the section.
Yeah.
And they had various little buildings you went into. It was kind of like Santa's little village kind of thing. And
yeah, like a little gingerbread house or where they were baking cookies. And
lots of frozen to death children.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those were.
They had some real messed up props.
The Krampus with the kids.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this yet, it's Krampus with a trail of kids chained behind him, and the kids are just
screaming and crying.
They're screaming and crying, and they legit have tears on their face.
Right.
It's horrible, but it's so cool. I know that sounds weird, but it's just the detail, and their faces are just ah,
right,
and the tears and everything. It's just wow, but it's a really cool prop.
Yeah, it really is. And they had another giant Krampus. He wasn't animatronic, but he was a giant. Well, I don't think he was an animatronic. If he was, he wasn't working. But yeah, they had so much. A lot of stuff in the. So inside the haunts themselves, outside, they were kind of Christmas themed. The most Christmas themed was, again, there's a whole section that's specifically made for this event that they did. But inside the haunts, they did some Christmas lights and lots with the actors. We'll talk more about that in that section. The actors were the most Christmassy part inside the haunts themselves, but the outside of the haunts, the queue line and that stuff, that's where they really decked out. There's Christmas lights everywhere. We actually entered one of the haunts through a completely different through a different area, completely different entrance that actually looked like a house you're entering that they had done up with Christmas lights. They had a snowball fight area. That
was really cool. Until one of the guys fell onto the big tarp that was blocking off the area.
Yeah, that was funny.
They still were doing the snowball fight, but it was pretty funny because he just plowed right into it.
And basically what that is because I was curious too, they're basically just little fluff balls you throw at each other.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not snow.
It's like a kit you can buy, because they also had little things that you can hide behind and stuff that blow up, because they did have those in there, but then they built their own stuff that you could hide behind.
What it kind of ended up being was just a big line in there, but it was fun because the actors were throwing snowballs and people were throwing snowballs at one another, so it was really fun. And and Factory of Terror has a really impressive bar in the middle of it. It's a full-fledged actual bar, not just a little table thing like some haunts are doing now. Like, but it's actually really impressive, and they had, like, specialty drinks, and they had it all decorated, so that was cool. And there's carolers. There's zombie carolers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I forgot about them.
So, yeah, so for holiday theming, it was really, really good. So the only thing we wish is maybe, like, they would have had that one section open up, like, for the graveyard or something like that. So hopefully maybe for next year, it'll be just a little bit more holiday theming inside the houses themselves. But, I mean, it was really good, and we gave it a 9.5 for that.
All right, so moving on, we're going to talk about actors. For regular haunt season, we gave them 9.5. They're always pretty much on their game.
Yeah, the only problem the factory has is that there's not enough of them.
Yeah, that's the only reason they got, like, a lower score.
Right. We definitely found that problem still existed a little bit this time, but because they slimmed it down, and I think because they also own Akron Haunted Squad's Laboratory, so they can pull through multiple places. So it's easier for them to staff. But I assume it's easier, but it also has to be more difficult because not everyone's going to be available off season.
Yeah.
But I feel like they probably know far enough ahead of time that they can get people. But for the theming for these actors, like, everybody, for the most part, was some kind of holiday-themed, like, dressed, like, costumed.
There were a few people that weren't. They were still, like, their ghouls that they normally are. But there was only, like, a couple of them. But most everybody else was dressed as, like, some sort of, like, elf or
Krampus or
Santa, something like that.
She looked kind of like an ice queen.
Yeah.
There's a real messed up looking gingerbread man thing. That thing was so strange.
Weird. It basically looked like someone cut, like, a gingerbread costume on a styrofoam or like out of foam and just put it on and was just, like, walking around.
It was weird, yeah. It was really creepy
strange.
And weird, yeah. But the actors had so much dialogue this time. There's so many memorable ones. For example, there's a photo op with Krampus, and the Grinch was actually there, and the Grinch was saying all kinds of stuff to people.
Oh, yeah, he was really mean.
Right.
He was very, very not safe for children, Grinch.
Well, this is not safe for children. There was a naughty Santa Q actor line. Holy crap. He had a bag of wood he was giving people, and of course he made all kind of innuendos and like that. Yeah. And a woman took out of his bag, what did he say to her? Oh, what did he say? He was just like, there you go, bitch. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. We actually know who this person is, and
yeah,
he's actually in our documentary.
Yeah.
But he did a really good job, so props to you. He was really funny and good. Oh, he was shooting a reindeer with a marshmallow gun.
Yep. He was hunting the reindeer, and because they had reindeers running around the crowd of people. There's an actor inside that told Kim that she should become part of the midget fight club. Yeah. Because she's short.
Yeah. Yeah, he called me it.
And there is there is an actual little person in there as well. He's not the one that said that to her, but yeah. Let's see what. Oh man, there's some really cute old lady who gave us cookies.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Don't worry, there's nothing wrong with them." There really wasn't, but we were like, "Oh, okay, I bet there isn't."
Because we're very hesitant about eating things at haunted houses now.
You should be.
Because I mean, going to USS Nightmare during the season and having to eat things and drink things, and they are not good things.
No, it's fine.
So we're very hesitant about eating and drinking at a haunted house.
There's the one that, like, I couldn't even really see her, but when I was going into the claustrophobia tunnel, she was like, "Have fun in the black vagina."
Oh
yeah. But yeah, all of them had like some weird, funny thing they would say. There was a lot I can't remember, but like, they had a lot of good dialogue, and so our only complaint was that we would have liked there to be like maybe a couple more, but there was a lot, and the ones that were there were basically perfect. So we did go ahead and give them a 10 for that because I don't think they could have holiday themed much more for the actors.
Yeah,
It was pretty fantastic, and well, I guess I'll talk about that a little bit because it brings us into scare factor as a category. While still scary, it also me and her were talking, and like now the Factory of Terror I think is technically like when you go there on season, it's like technically better because you get to see more. It's a little bit lengthier, but I actually think that this was a little more enjoyable.
Yeah. Because
it was so well thought out as far as being Christmas.
Yeah.
Bells and it just like the whole time, even when we were waiting in line, it was fun. Like I didn't even mind waiting because there was a couple times where we did wait about 20 to 30 minutes twice, I think. Probably like 20 minutes. I don't think it was quite 30. But it was fun because you had the snowball fight and then like just all the actors interacting with you. Oh God, and that was the other actor we didn't mention. Oh my God, the woman with the giant tits. Literally giant exposed tits.
Woman, because...
And the one who had a bow, yeah, it wasn't a woman. Literally they were this long. They didn't really even look like boobs that much, but they had a bow tie around the one. And the one girl wanted a picture, and she took them and just put them around her face.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
It was something. She was dressed in like a house robe and all that stuff, and they were just hanging out, like, you know. It was interesting.
Right? But back to Scare Factor. And I forgot about that. I had to mention that, and I forgot about her. But Scare Factor, though, it still got me quite a few times. Mm-hmm. Even though it definitely felt a lot more whimsical. They were like the right amount of kind of like mean to you in a fun way that was just kind of hilarious. A lot of them were. Mm-hmm. So we gave it an 8.5 for Scare Factor. Not like crazy scary, but like they did get us quite a few times. So yeah.
All right. So that moves us on to value. It was $25 to get into the special haunted house.
Free parking this time.
Free parking, yeah, yay!
Usually normally you pay like $5. I think.
It's $5, yeah. So that was a bonus. And of course, their queue line is indoors and all that fun jazz. So that's always a good thing.
It was not really heated. Now they had a couple giant
those
industrial space heaters.
Yeah,
but
because it's in a factory, it's kind of hard to heat that kind of thing.
Yeah, so it was pretty cold throughout most of it, but I mean, that's whatever. But even though it was not, the event itself, like going through the haunt wasn't quite as long, we gave it a 9 because we still think that for everything they did for the special event, it still made it worth the same amount of money.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And again, you're not going to be able to make it to it this year because this is last weekend. But I'm sure they'll do it again next year, so if you're watching it this year or if you're watching this in 2020, you should go to the event because it was really awesome in 2019, and I'm sure it'll be good in 2020 as well.
Yes.
So that brings us to our overall score, which we did give a 9 to. As I said, we highly recommend it. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, if you can make it out, and there was a lot of people there too, so we were like, I think this is like becoming more and more of a popular thing because we were kind of like, oh, I wonder if we're going to be like, well, we knew we wouldn't be the only ones there, but like, I wonder if it's going to be like a small turnout and stuff. But it was just as busy as it was when we went for peak season as well.
Yeah, it was pretty busy.
But that does it for this review. We are going to be having a review coming up for Castle Blood, Christmas thing as well. That should be up shortly after this one. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, comment. Did you go to the event? What did you think about it? I think there's also going to be a Valentine's Day event for Schoolhouse. We went to it last year, so make sure you go to that. I don't know if Factory Terror is actually doing the St. Patrick's Day event this year or not. I don't know if we'll make it out to review all these different events, but maybe.
Never know.
We'll see what happens, and that's why you got to subscribe so you see it if we do.
Yeah.
And also make sure to like us on Facebook.
Yes.
But that does it for this review, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.